Ever felt torn between logic and emotion? The audiobook, The Rational Empath, A Guide to Illogical Understanding, reveals how to harness both for unparalleled understanding. You'll learn to navigate complex human behavior with clarity and compassion, transforming your relationships and decision-making. Master this, and you'll unlock a superpower for personal and professional success. Miss out, and you risk struggling with conflicts, misunderstandings, and missed opportunities in an increasingly complex world. Ready to embrace the power of rational empathy? Before we go on, I invite you to download the free bundle, which contains the ebook version of this book and an executive summary of all the chapters with the key takeaways. Studies show that engaging with content through multiple formats significantly enhances learning and retention. Click on the first link in the description to claim your free bundle now and maximize your learning potential. Now it's free, but it won't be for long, so make sure to grab it while you can. Chapter 1: The Paradox of Rational Empathy. Imagine a world where logic and emotion dance in perfect harmony, where the sharpest minds are also the most compassionate hearts. This is not a utopian dream, but a reality within your grasp. Welcome to the realm of rational empathy, where the seemingly contradictory forces of reason and feeling intertwine to create a powerful synergy. In our fast-paced, complex world, we often find ourselves torn between the cool calculations of logic and the warm impulses of empathy. We're taught that these two forces are at odds, that we must choose one over the other. But what if I told you that the most effective problem solvers, communicators, and leaders are those who have mastered the art of blending both? As you embark on this journey through the rational empath, you'll discover how to harness the power of this paradox. You'll learn to navigate the intricate web of human interactions with both analytical precision and emotional intelligence. This isn't just about becoming smarter or more empathetic, it's about becoming whole. The first time you go through this book, you'll gain a foundational understanding of rational empathy. You'll learn how to balance logic and emotion in your thought processes, decision-making, and interactions with others. This isn't just theoretical knowledge. You'll begin to apply these principles in your daily life, both personally and professionally. But the true magic happens over time. As you continue to practice and refine these skills, you'll notice a profound shift in your ability to make decisions. You'll find yourself considering multiple perspectives, weighing emotional impacts alongside logical outcomes. Your relationships will deepen and flourish as you connect with others on both intellectual and emotional levels. So, what's involved in becoming a rational empath? At its core, it's about understanding and integrating key concepts that may seem paradoxical at first glance. You'll explore the essential components of rational empathy and how they interrelate. More importantly, you'll learn the practical steps to implement these ideas in your everyday life. You might wonder why we've structured the book in this particular way. There's a method to the madness, a logical progression that builds a strong foundation before advancing to more complex ideas. We start with the basics, ensuring you have a solid grasp of the fundamental concepts before diving into more advanced applications. This approach allows you to build your skills progressively, each chapter building upon the last. But what exactly is rational empathy? At its core, it's the beautiful interplay between logic and emotion. It's the recognition that these two forces, far from being antagonistic, actually complement and enhance each other. Empathy isn't just about feeling, it's a crucial component of critical thinking and problem solving. By understanding others' perspectives and emotions, we gain insights that pure logic might miss. One of the key principles of rational empathy is embracing paradoxes. In a world that often demands black and white thinking, we'll explore the power of embracing contradictions. Paradoxes aren't problems to be solved, but tools for deeper understanding and insight. They encourage flexible thinking and adaptability, essential skills in our rapidly changing world. Balance is at the heart of rational empathy. By integrating logical analysis with empathy, we make better decisions and forge stronger connections. This balance isn't just a theoretical concept, It has practical applications in both personal and professional settings. Whether you're negotiating a business deal or navigating a personal relationship, the ability to blend reason and emotion will serve you well. Of course, we're not the first to recognize the power of integrating rationality and empathy. Our approach is grounded in established theoretical frameworks, including emotional intelligence theories and cognitive behavioral approaches. These models provide a solid scientific foundation for the strategies we'll explore throughout this book. As we conclude this introduction to rational empathy, you might be wondering about the practical tools and techniques that will help you develop these skills. How exactly does one become a rational empath? What specific strategies can you employ to enhance your decision-making and deepen your relationships? The answers lie in the chapters ahead, each offering a unique perspective on this fascinating paradox. From the art of nonviolent communication to the intriguing concept of empathy mapping, each chapter will introduce you to powerful tools for understanding yourself and others. But for now, let's turn our attention to a seemingly simple yet profound question. How can asking the right questions lead to deeper understanding and more meaningful connections? Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to Grow to the Top and activate notifications to receive more self-improvement tips that will supercharge your growth. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you for your support. Chapter 2, Nonviolent Communication. Have you ever found yourself in the middle of a heated argument, wondering how it escalated so quickly? Or perhaps you've struggled to express your needs without coming across as demanding or confrontational. Communication, the very foundation of our relationships and interactions, can often feel like navigating a minefield. But what if there was a way to communicate that could diffuse tension, foster understanding, and create deeper connections? Enter the world of nonviolent communication, or NVC. At its core, NVC is about more than just avoiding conflict. It's a revolutionary approach to communication that emphasizes empathy, honesty, and mutual understanding. But before we dive into the specifics, let's consider why this approach is so crucial for developing rational empathy. In our quest to balance logic and emotion, NVC serves as a bridge. It provides a structured framework for expressing ourselves clearly and listening to others with genuine curiosity and compassion. By integrating NVC into our communication toolkit, we enhance our ability to empathize with others while maintaining a rational perspective. Imagine being able to navigate even the most challenging conversations with grace and understanding. Picture yourself resolving conflicts in a way that leaves all parties feeling heard and respected. This is the power of NVC. It's not just about avoiding violence in our words. It's about creating a space where genuine connection can flourish. But how does NVC actually work? At its foundation are 4 key components that, when practiced together, can transform the way we communicate. These components might seem simple at first glance, but their power lies in their thoughtful application. The first component is observation. In NVC, we learn to separate what we observe from our interpretations or judgments about those observations. It's about stating facts without evaluating them. For example, instead of saying, "You're always late," which includes a judgment, we might say, "You arrived 15 minutes after the agreed time." This shift might seem subtle, but it can make a world of difference in how our message is received. Next, we have feelings. NVC emphasizes the importance of identifying and expressing our emotions clearly. Many of us struggle with this, often resorting to vague statements like, "I feel bad," or confusing our thoughts with our feelings. By developing a richer emotional vocabulary and learning to express our feelings without blame, we open the door to deeper understanding. The third component delves into the heart of what drives our emotions and behaviors: needs. In NVC, we recognize that all actions are attempts to meet universal human needs. By identifying and expressing our needs, we take responsibility for our feelings and create opportunities for mutual understanding. Finally, we have requests. In NVC, we learn to make clear, positive, and actionable requests rather than demands. This involves expressing what we do want rather than what we don't want, and being open to hearing no without taking it as rejection. These four components, observations, feelings, needs, and requests, form the backbone of NVC. But they're not just isolated techniques. They work together to create a holistic approach to communication that fosters empathy and understanding. Let's consider how this might play out in a real-life scenario. Imagine you're working on a project with a colleague who consistently misses deadlines. Instead of saying, "You're so irresponsible and don't care about the team," which would likely lead to defensiveness and conflict, you might try an NVC approach. "When I see that the report hasn't been submitted by the agreed deadline, I feel frustrated and anxious feelings because I have a need for reliability and shared responsibility in our work needs. Would you be willing to discuss how we can ensure deadlines are met going forward?" This approach expresses your concerns clearly without attacking or blaming the other person. It opens the door for a constructive conversation rather than an argument. Of course, implementing NVC isn't always smooth sailing. There are common pitfalls and barriers that can trip us up. One of the most frequent challenges is slipping back into habitual patterns of communication, especially in stressful situations. It takes practice and patience to rewire our communication habits. Another common barrier is the fear of vulnerability. NVC requires us to be honest about our feelings and needs, which can feel exposing. However, it's this very vulnerability that creates the space for genuine connection and understanding. To overcome these challenges, regular practice is key. Start by focusing on one component of NVC at a time in your daily interactions. Pay attention to how you express observations, work on identifying and naming your feelings more accurately, reflect on the needs behind your emotions, and practice making clear, positive requests. Role-playing exercises can also be incredibly helpful. Try practicing NVC conversations with a friend or family member, taking turns to express challenging situations using the four components. This safe space allows you to experiment and refine your skills before applying them in more high-stakes situations. As you continue to practice and integrate NVC into your communication style, you'll likely notice a shift in your relationships. Conversations become more honest and productive. Conflicts, when they arise, are handled with more grace and mutual understanding. You may find yourself feeling more connected to others with a deeper sense of empathy and compassion. But the benefits of NVC extend beyond just improved communication. As you become more adept at identifying and expressing your own feelings and needs, you'll likely experience greater self-awareness and emotional intelligence. This self-understanding is a crucial component of rational empathy, allowing you to navigate your own emotional landscape while remaining open to others' perspectives. Moreover, the practice of NVC can lead to profound personal growth. By consistently applying these principles, you develop patience, compassion, and the ability to stay centered even in challenging situations. You become more attuned to the humanity in others, recognizing that beneath every action or word is a universal human need seeking expression. Of course, mastering NVC is a journey, not a destination. There will be times when you stumble, when old patterns reassert themselves, or when you struggle to apply these principles in the heat of the moment. The key is to approach this practice with self-compassion, viewing each interaction as an opportunity to learn and grow. As we conclude our exploration of nonviolent communication, you might be wondering how to take these principles even further. How can we deepen our understanding of others' perspectives and experiences? Is there a way to visualize and map out the complex emotional landscapes we navigate in our interactions? The journey of rational empathy is full of surprises, and the next step on our path might just change the way you see the world, quite literally. Get ready to embark on a fascinating exploration that will challenge your perceptions and expand your empathetic horizons in ways you never imagined possible. Chapter 3: Empathy Mapping. Imagine having a superpower that allows you to see inside someone's mind, to understand their thoughts, feelings, and motivations with crystal clarity. While we can't literally read minds, there's a powerful tool that comes remarkably close: empathy mapping. This technique offers a unique way to visualize and comprehend the internal experiences of others, bridging the gap between what we observe and what lies beneath the surface. But what exactly is an empathy map, and why is it so crucial for developing rational empathy? At its core, an empathy map is a visual representation of a person's internal world. It's a way of organizing and making sense of the complex tapestry of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that make up an individual's experience. By creating these maps, we engage in a process that goes beyond mere observation, diving deep into the realm of understanding and connection. The power of empathy mapping lies in its ability to make the intangible tangible. Emotions, thoughts, and motivations are often abstract and elusive, making them challenging to grasp and analyze. Empathy mapping provides a framework for capturing these elements in a concrete visual format. This visualization not only helps us understand others better, but also enhances our own capacity for empathy by making it easier to step into someone else's shoes. For the rational empath, this tool is invaluable. It combines the analytical approach of organizing information with the emotional intelligence required to truly understand another person's perspective. By engaging in empathy mapping, we're not just intellectually acknowledging someone's point of view, we're actively working to see the world through their eyes. So, how does an empathy map work? Picture a canvas divided into 4 quadrants, each representing a different aspect of a person's experience. These quadrants are typically labeled says, thinks, does, and feels. At the center of this canvas is a representation of the person you're mapping. This could be a name, a sketch, or even a photograph. Let's start with the says quadrant. This section is all about capturing the person's own words. What do they express verbally? What phrases do they use frequently? This isn't about interpreting their words, but rather about documenting them as accurately as possible. By focusing on their exact language, we gain insights into how they communicate and what they choose to express openly. Moving to the thinks quadrant, we delve into the realm of thoughts and beliefs. This is where we try to capture what might be going on in the person's mind beyond what they explicitly say. What are their concerns? What occupies their thoughts? This section requires a bit more inference and careful consideration as we're attempting to understand cognitive processes that aren't directly observable. The does quadrant focuses on actions and behaviors. What does the person do? How do they act in various situations? This section is about observable behaviors, providing concrete examples of how the person interacts with the world around them. By noting these actions, we can start to see patterns and understand how their internal world manifests externally. Finally, we have the feels quadrant, perhaps the most challenging and crucial section of the empathy map. Here, we attempt to identify and name the emotions the person is experiencing. What feelings drive their words and actions? How do they respond emotionally to different situations? This section requires a high degree of emotional intelligence and careful observation. As you create an empathy map, you'll likely find that these quadrants aren't isolated. They interact and influence each other. A person's feelings might drive their actions, their thoughts might shape their words, and their behaviors might reveal hidden emotions. It's in understanding these interconnections that the true power of empathy mapping emerges. But empathy mapping isn't just an abstract exercise. Its applications in real-world scenarios are vast and impactful. In personal relationships, creating empathy maps can lead to deeper understanding and stronger connections. By taking the time to map out your partner's or friend's perspective, you might uncover insights that transform your interactions and resolve long-standing misunderstandings. In professional settings, empathy mapping can be a game changer. For managers, creating empathy maps for team members can lead to more effective leadership and improved team dynamics. In customer-facing roles, empathy maps can help in developing products, services, and experiences that truly resonate with your audience. By understanding your customers at a deeper level, you can anticipate their needs and create solutions that truly make a difference in their lives. To truly grasp the power of empathy mapping, Let's try a simple exercise. Think of someone in your life, a colleague, a family member, or a friend, with whom you've had difficulty connecting or understanding. Now, grab a piece of paper and divide it into 4 quadrants. Label them says, thinks, does, and feels, and put the person's name in the center. Start filling in each quadrant based on your observations and interactions with this person. What have you heard them say? What do you think goes through their mind? What actions have you observed? What emotions do you think they experience? As you complete this exercise, you might find yourself gaining new insights and perspectives. You might even discover assumptions you've been making without realizing it. Of course, like any tool, empathy mapping comes with its challenges. One common pitfall is projecting our own thoughts and feelings onto the person we're mapping. It's crucial to remain as objective as possible, basing our entries on observable data rather than our own interpretations. Another challenge is the temptation to oversimplify complex individuals. Remember, people are multifaceted and sometimes contradictory. Your empathy map should reflect this complexity. To overcome these challenges, it's helpful to approach empathy mapping with an open mind and a willingness to revise your understanding. Treat your empathy maps as living documents, updating them as you gain new information and insights. And whenever possible, validate your assumptions by engaging in open, honest conversations with the person you're mapping. As you practice empathy mapping, you'll likely find that your ability to understand and connect with others improves dramatically. You may notice subtle cues and nuances in behavior that you previously overlooked. Your conversations might become richer and more meaningful as you gain a deeper appreciation for others' perspectives. But the benefits of empathy mapping extend beyond individual interactions. As you develop this skill, you're cultivating a mindset of curiosity and compassion. You're training yourself to look beyond surface-level behaviors and seek to understand the underlying thoughts, feelings, and motivations that drive human behavior. This deeper level of understanding can lead to more effective problem-solving, more harmonious relationships, and a greater sense of connection with those around you. As we conclude our exploration of empathy mapping, you might be wondering about the next step in your journey towards rational empathy. How can we take the insights gained from empathy mapping and use them to drive meaningful conversations and deeper understanding? What if there was a way to not just understand others' perspectives, but to actively challenge and expand our own thinking? The path ahead promises to challenge your assumptions and push the boundaries of your understanding. Get ready to embark on a journey that will transform the way you approach conversations, problems, and even your own beliefs. The next chapter will introduce you to a powerful technique that has been shaping minds and fostering wisdom for over 2 millennia. Are you prepared to question everything you think you know? Chapter 4, Socratic Questioning. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where you felt like you were merely scratching the surface of a complex issue? Or perhaps you've encountered a situation where someone's firmly held beliefs seemed impenetrable to reason. In our journey towards rational empathy, we now encounter a powerful tool that has been shaping minds and fostering wisdom for over 2 millennia. This ancient practice, when mastered, can transform the way we think, communicate, and understand both ourselves and others. Imagine having the ability to gently unravel the most entrenched beliefs, to guide others towards self-discovery, and to uncover hidden truths, all through the art of asking questions. This is the essence of the technique we're about to explore. But before we dive into the specifics, let's consider why this approach is so crucial for developing rational empathy. At its core, this method is about fostering critical thinking. By engaging in a systematic process of inquiry, we sharpen our analytical skills while simultaneously deepening our understanding of others' perspectives. This dual focus on logic and empathy is what makes it such a powerful tool for the rational empath. Moreover, this questioning technique excels at uncovering assumptions, both our own and those of others. Often, our beliefs and opinions are built upon foundational assumptions that we may not even be aware of. By gently probing these underlying beliefs, we can gain insight into the thought processes that shape people's views and behaviors. But what exactly is this powerful method? It's called Socratic questioning, named after the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates. Socrates was renowned for his ability to stimulate critical thinking through persistent questioning. He believed that the path to wisdom lay not in accepting information at face value, but in continuously examining and challenging our beliefs and assumptions. The beauty of Socratic questioning lies in its simplicity and its depth. It's not about interrogation or trying to prove someone wrong. Instead, it's a collaborative process of exploration and discovery. Through carefully crafted questions, we can guide ourselves and others towards deeper understanding and new insights. So how does Socratic questioning work in practice? At its heart, it involves asking a series of thoughtful, probing questions that encourage critical reflection. These questions are designed to clarify concepts, challenge assumptions, explore evidence and reasoning, and consider alternative viewpoints. One key component of Socratic questioning is the art of questioning assumptions. We all carry countless assumptions about the world, many of which we've never critically examined. By asking questions like, "What makes you think that?" or "Could there be another explanation?" we can begin to unpack these assumptions and examine them in the light of day. Another crucial aspect is the use of clarification questions. Often, misunderstandings arise simply because we're not clear on what someone means. Questions like, "Can you elaborate on that?" or "What do you mean when you say?" can help ensure that we're truly understanding the other person's perspective. Socratic questioning also places a strong emphasis on evidence and reasoning. By asking questions like, "What evidence supports that view?" or "How did you arrive at that conclusion?" we encourage ourselves and others to critically examine the foundations of our beliefs and opinions. But Socratic questioning isn't just about analyzing ideas. It's also a powerful tool for enhancing empathy and understanding. By asking thoughtful questions and truly listening to the answers, we engage in active listening at its finest. We're not just waiting for our turn to speak. We're genuinely trying to understand the other person's perspective. This process of deep inquiry can often uncover underlying truths and insights that might otherwise remain hidden. As we peel back layers of assumptions and explore different angles, we often discover new perspectives and deeper levels of understanding. To truly grasp the power of Socratic questioning, let's consider a practical example. Imagine you're discussing a contentious political issue with a friend who holds a very different view from your own. Instead of arguing your point, try asking questions like, "What experiences have shaped your view on this issue? What do you think are the strongest arguments against your position? How might someone with a different background see this issue?" By asking these kinds of questions, you're not only gaining a deeper understanding of your friend's perspective, but you're also encouraging them to reflect critically on their own views. Of course, like any powerful tool, Socratic questioning comes with its challenges. One common pitfall is the temptation to use questions as a way to prove someone wrong or to push your own agenda. Remember, the goal is not to win an argument, but to foster understanding and critical thinking. Another challenge is the discomfort that can arise when deeply held beliefs are questioned. It's important to approach Socratic questioning with sensitivity and respect, creating a safe space for exploration and reflection. To overcome these challenges, it's helpful to approach Socratic questioning with genuine curiosity and openness. Focus on asking questions that you truly want to know the answers to, rather than questions designed to lead to a predetermined conclusion. And be prepared to have your own assumptions challenged in the process. Socratic questioning is a two-way street. As you practice Socratic questioning, you'll likely find that your ability to think critically and empathize with others improves dramatically. You may notice that your conversations become richer and more insightful as you and your conversation partners dig deeper into ideas and perspectives. But the benefits of mastering Socratic questioning extend far beyond individual conversations. This skill can enhance your decision-making abilities, improve your problem-solving skills, and even boost your creativity. By habitually questioning assumptions and exploring different perspectives, you open yourself up to new ideas and possibilities. Moreover, the practice of Socratic questioning can lead to greater empathy and understanding. As you become skilled at exploring others' viewpoints through thoughtful questions, you'll likely find yourself becoming more open-minded and appreciative of diverse perspectives. As we conclude our exploration of Socratic questioning, you might be wondering about the next step in your journey towards rational empathy. We've learned how to explore and understand others' perspectives through careful questioning, but what about our own ability to see things from different angles? The path ahead promises to challenge your perception of reality itself. Get ready to embark on a journey that will push you to see the world through entirely new eyes. The next chapter will introduce you to a technique that can dramatically expand your empathetic horizons, allowing you to step into shoes you never even knew existed. Are you prepared to radically shift your point of view? Chapter 5: Perspective Shifting. Imagine for a moment that you could step into someone else's shoes, not just metaphorically, but in a way that truly transforms your understanding of the world. What if you could see through the eyes of a person from a different culture, walk in the footsteps of someone facing challenges you've never encountered, or even experience the world from the viewpoint of your fiercest opponent? This ability to shift perspectives is not just a flight of fancy. It's a powerful skill that lies at the heart of rational empathy. But what exactly do we mean by perspective shifting? At its core, it's the ability to deliberately and consciously adopt different viewpoints. It's about more than just acknowledging that other perspectives exist. It's about actively immersing yourself in those perspectives, even if only temporarily. This practice can be transformative, opening up new realms of understanding and challenging our most deeply held beliefs. The importance of perspective shifting in developing rational empathy cannot be overstated. In our increasingly diverse and interconnected world, the ability to truly understand and empathize with a wide range of viewpoints is more crucial than ever. By embracing diversity through perspective shifting, we enhance our capacity for empathy and deepen our understanding of the complex tapestry of human experience. Moreover, perspective shifting plays a vital role in challenging and expanding our own worldviews. Often, we become entrenched in our own perspectives, seeing the world through a narrow lens shaped by our personal experiences and beliefs. By actively shifting our perspective, we shake up these established patterns of thought, opening ourselves to new ideas and ways of thinking. But how exactly does one go about shifting perspectives? It's not as simple as flipping a switch in our minds. It requires practice, intention, and a willingness to step outside our comfort zones. One powerful technique for perspective shifting is role-playing. By temporarily assuming the role of another person or character, we can begin to see the world through their eyes. This doesn't mean merely pretending to be someone else. It involves a deep engagement with their thoughts, feelings, and motivations. Visualization is another potent tool for perspective shifting. By vividly imagining ourselves in different scenarios or as different individuals, we can tap into new ways of thinking and feeling. This might involve visualizing yourself as a historical figure facing a crucial decision, or as a person from a completely different walk of life navigating their daily challenges. Perspective-taking exercises can also be incredibly effective. These might involve reading accounts from people with vastly different life experiences, engaging in guided meditations that encourage empathy, or even participating in simulations designed to mimic the experiences of others. The key is to engage deeply and sincerely with these exercises, allowing yourself to be truly affected by the perspectives you're exploring. The applications of perspective shifting are vast and varied. In problem solving, for instance, the ability to view a challenge from multiple angles can lead to innovative solutions that might otherwise be overlooked. By shifting our perspective, we can break free from established patterns of thinking and approach problems with fresh eyes. In conflict resolution, perspective shifting can be a game changer. By genuinely attempting to see a disagreement from the other party's point of view, we open up new avenues for understanding and compromise. This doesn't mean abandoning our own position, but rather enriching our understanding of the situation as a whole. Perspective shifting is also a powerful tool for fostering innovation and creativity. By adopting different viewpoints, we can break free from conventional thinking and explore new possibilities. Some of the most groundbreaking innovations in history have come from individuals who were able to see things from a radically different perspective. To truly grasp the power of perspective shifting, let's engage in a brief exercise. Think of a person in your life with whom you frequently disagree, perhaps a colleague, a family member, or even a public figure. Now, try to imagine the world from their perspective. What experiences have shaped their viewpoint? What fears or hopes might be driving their actions? What might they see that you're missing? As you engage in this exercise, you might find yourself experiencing a range of emotions. You might feel resistance, discomfort, or even frustration. These feelings are normal and, in fact, are often signs that you're genuinely engaging in perspective shifting. The goal isn't to agree with the other perspective, but to understand it more deeply. Of course, like any powerful tool, perspective shifting comes with its challenges. One common pitfall is the tendency to make assumptions about others' perspectives rather than truly engaging with them. It's important to approach perspective shifting with humility, recognizing that we can never fully know another's experience, but we can strive to understand it better. Another challenge is the emotional difficulty that can come with truly engaging with perspectives that are radically different from our own. It can be unsettling to step outside our comfort zones and confront viewpoints that challenge our deeply held beliefs. However, it's often in this discomfort that the most profound learning and growth occurs. To overcome these challenges, it's helpful to approach perspective shifting as a practice rather than a one-time exercise. Start small, perhaps by trying to see a minor disagreement from the other person's point of view. As you become more comfortable with the process, you can gradually tackle more challenging perspective shifts. It's also important to remember that perspective shifting is not about abandoning your own viewpoint or values. Rather, it's about enriching your understanding of the world and developing a more nuanced, empathetic approach to interactions with others. By holding space for multiple perspectives, we become more adaptable, more understanding, and ultimately more effective in our interactions with the world around us. As you continue to practice perspective shifting, you'll likely find that your ability to empathize and understand others improves dramatically. You may notice that your relationships become richer and more fulfilling as you develop a deeper appreciation for the diverse experiences and viewpoints of those around you. You might find yourself becoming more adaptable in the face of change, more creative in your problem solving, and more effective in navigating conflicts. But perhaps the most profound outcome of mastering perspective shifting is the transformation it can bring to your own worldview. As you regularly engage with diverse perspectives, you may find your own beliefs and assumptions evolving. This doesn't mean abandoning your core values, but rather developing a more nuanced, empathetic understanding of the world and your place in it. As we conclude our exploration of perspective shifting, you might be wondering about the next step in your journey towards rational empathy. We've learned how to step into others' shoes and see the world from different angles, but how can we apply this skill in our day-to-day interactions? How can we engage with others in a way that truly honors and explores diverse perspectives? The path ahead promises to challenge your communication skills in ways you never imagined. Get ready to embark on a journey that will transform the way you engage in dialogue, pushing you to new heights of understanding and collaboration. The next chapter will introduce you to a method of interaction that goes beyond mere conversation, opening up new realms of shared understanding and collective wisdom. Are you prepared to engage in a form of communication that could change the way you see not just others, but yourself as well? Chapter 6, Dialogical Thinking. Imagine a world where every conversation you have is an opportunity for growth, where each interaction leads to new insights and deeper understanding. Picture yourself engaging in discussions that transcend mere exchange of words, evolving into a dance of ideas that expands your perspective and enriches your empathy. This world is not a far-off utopia. It's a reality that can be achieved through the practice we're about to explore. At its core, this practice is about more than just talking or listening. It's about creating a space where diverse viewpoints can coexist and interact, where ideas can collide and combine in unexpected ways. But what exactly is this powerful approach to communication and collaboration? Let's start by considering why this practice is so crucial for developing rational empathy. In our journey so far, we've explored ways to understand and adopt different perspectives. Now, we're taking it a step further by learning how to integrate these diverse viewpoints into our thinking and decision-making processes. This approach, which we call dialogical thinking, is about more than just hearing different opinions. It's about truly engaging with them, allowing them to challenge and expand our own understanding. By doing so, we foster a deeper level of empathy, one that goes beyond mere acknowledgement of differences to a genuine appreciation and integration of diverse perspectives. Moreover, dialogical thinking plays a vital role in enhancing communication and collaboration. In a world that often seems increasingly polarized, the ability to engage in constructive dialogue is more important than ever. This practice provides us with tools to bridge divides, find common ground, and work together more effectively. But what exactly is dialogical thinking? At its heart, it's an approach to communication and problem solving that emphasizes the exploration of multiple perspectives through dialogue. It's not about winning arguments or proving points. Instead, it's about creating a collaborative space where new understandings can emerge. The importance of dialogue in this process cannot be overstated. Through genuine, open-minded discussion, we can explore ideas and viewpoints that we might never have considered on our own. This exploration isn't just about gathering information, it's about allowing our own thinking to be challenged and expanded through interaction with others. In the context of collaboration and teamwork, dialogical thinking becomes even more powerful. It allows teams to tap into their collective intelligence, drawing on the diverse experiences and perspectives of all members. This leads to more innovative solutions, better decision-making, and stronger, more cohesive teams. So how does dialogical thinking work in practice? One key component is the art of constructive dialogue. This involves engaging in discussions with an open mind and a genuine willingness to learn. It means listening not just to respond, but to understand. It requires us to suspend our judgments and assumptions, at least temporarily, to truly hear what others are saying. Another crucial aspect of dialogical thinking is the integration of perspectives. This goes beyond simply acknowledging different viewpoints. It involves actively working to synthesize diverse ideas into a more comprehensive understanding. It's about finding the threads that connect different perspectives and weaving them into a richer, more nuanced tapestry of understanding. Dialogical thinking also plays a vital role in collaborative problem solving. By bringing diverse perspectives to bear on a problem, we can uncover solutions that might not be apparent from any single viewpoint. This approach fosters innovation by encouraging the cross-pollination of ideas and the challenging of established assumptions. But the benefits of dialogical thinking extend far beyond problem solving. This practice has the power to transform our communication and enhance our collaborations in profound ways. By promoting mutual understanding, dialogical thinking helps us build stronger, more empathetic relationships with others. It allows us to see beyond our differences and connect on a deeper level. In team settings, the impact of dialogical thinking can be particularly powerful. By fostering an environment where all voices are heard and all perspectives are valued, teams can achieve levels of cooperation and synergy that would be impossible otherwise. This leads not only to better outcomes, but also to more satisfying and fulfilling work experiences for all involved. To truly grasp the power of dialogical thinking, Let's consider a practical example. Imagine you're part of a team tasked with designing a new public space in your city. Traditional approaches might involve each team member coming up with their own design and then voting on the best one. But with dialogical thinking, the process would look quite different. You might start by having each team member share their vision for the space, not as a finished design, but as a collection of ideas and priorities. As each person speaks, others would listen with genuine curiosity, asking questions to deepen their understanding. Instead of defending your own ideas, you'd be exploring how different perspectives might complement or challenge each other. Through this dialogue, new ideas would emerge that incorporate elements from multiple perspectives. Perhaps one team member's focus on sustainability would combine with another's emphasis on community gathering spaces, resulting in an innovative, eco-friendly community center concept. The final design would likely be something that no single team member would have come up with on their own, but that all feel ownership of and excitement about. Of course, like any powerful tool, dialogical thinking comes with its challenges. One common pitfall is the tendency to fall back into debate mode, where we're more focused on proving our point than on genuinely exploring ideas. Another challenge is the discomfort that can come with truly opening ourselves to different perspectives, especially when they challenge our deeply held beliefs. To overcome these challenges, it's helpful to approach dialogical thinking as a skill to be developed over time. Start by practicing active listening in your everyday conversations. Focus on truly understanding the other person's perspective before formulating your response. When you do respond, try to build on their ideas rather than simply asserting your own. It's also important to create an environment that supports dialogical thinking. This might involve establishing ground rules for discussions that emphasize respect, open-mindedness, and a willingness to learn. It could also mean structuring conversations in ways that encourage equal participation and the exploration of diverse viewpoints. As you continue to practice dialogical thinking, you'll likely find that your ability to communicate and collaborate improves dramatically. You may notice that your conversations become richer and more insightful, leading to new ideas and deeper understanding. In team settings, you might observe increased creativity, better problem solving, and a stronger sense of cohesion. But perhaps the most profound outcome of mastering dialogical thinking is the transformation it can bring to your own thinking and empathy. As you regularly engage in genuine dialogue with others, you may find your own perspectives evolving and expanding. You might develop a deeper appreciation for the complexity of issues and the value of diverse viewpoints. This doesn't mean abandoning your own beliefs, but rather developing a more nuanced, empathetic understanding of the world. As we conclude our exploration of dialogical thinking, you might be wondering about the next step in your journey towards rational empathy. We've learned how to engage in meaningful dialogue and integrate diverse perspectives, but how can we apply these skills in a world that's increasingly global and multicultural? The path ahead promises to challenge your understanding of human diversity in ways you never imagined. Get ready to embark on a journey that will expand your cultural horizons, pushing you to new heights of global understanding and empathy. The next chapter will introduce you to a concept that goes beyond mere tolerance or awareness, opening up new realms of cross-cultural communication and collaboration. Are you prepared to develop a skill that could make you a true citizen of the world, capable of bridging divides and fostering understanding across even the most diverse groups? Chapter 7: Cultural Intelligence. Imagine a world where borders are not barriers, but gateways to understanding. A world where differences in language, customs, and beliefs are not sources of conflict, but opportunities for growth and connection. This world is not a distant dream, but a reality within our grasp, accessible through a powerful skill that we're about to explore. In our increasingly interconnected global society, the ability to navigate diverse cultural landscapes has become more crucial than ever. But this skill goes far beyond mere tolerance or basic awareness. It's about developing a deep, intuitive understanding of cultural nuances an ability to adapt seamlessly to different cultural contexts, and a genuine appreciation for the rich tapestry of human diversity. This skill, which we call cultural intelligence, is the next frontier in our journey towards rational empathy. It's about more than just knowing facts about different cultures. It's about developing the ability to think, feel, and act in ways that bridge cultural divides and foster genuine understanding. But why is cultural intelligence so important for rational empathy? At its core, embracing cultural diversity through cultural intelligence enhances our capacity for empathy in profound ways. It challenges us to look beyond our own cultural lens and truly understand the perspectives, values, and experiences of people from diverse backgrounds. This broadened perspective not only deepens our empathy, but also enriches our understanding of the human experience in all its varied forms. Moreover, cultural intelligence plays a crucial role in improving intercultural communication and collaboration. In our globalized world, the ability to communicate effectively across cultural boundaries is not just a nice-to-have skill, it's a necessity. Whether in business, diplomacy, or everyday interactions, cultural intelligence enables us to navigate complex intercultural situations with grace and effectiveness. But what exactly is cultural intelligence? At its heart, it's about developing a keen awareness of cultural differences and their impact on human behavior and interaction. It's about recognizing that culture shapes our perceptions, values, and behaviors in profound ways, often outside of our conscious awareness. Cultural intelligence goes beyond mere knowledge of cultural facts or etiquette. It involves developing a deep understanding of how culture influences thought patterns, communication styles, and social norms. This understanding allows us to adapt our behavior and communication in ways that resonate across cultural boundaries. The role of cultural intelligence in empathy cannot be overstated. By developing our cultural intelligence, we enhance our ability to step into the shoes of people from diverse cultural backgrounds. We become better equipped to understand their perspectives, motivations, and emotional experiences, even when they differ significantly from our own. So, how does one develop cultural intelligence? It starts with cultivating cultural awareness. This involves actively seeking to understand cultural differences and their impact on communication and behavior. It means being attentive to subtle cultural cues and being willing to question our own cultural assumptions. Another key component of cultural intelligence is adaptability. This is the ability to adjust our behavior and communication style to fit different cultural contexts. It doesn't mean completely changing who we are, but rather developing the flexibility to operate effectively in diverse cultural environments. Intercultural communication is where cultural intelligence really comes to life. It's about being able to convey our thoughts and ideas in ways that are understood and respected across cultural boundaries. This involves not just language skills, but also an understanding of nonverbal communication, cultural norms, and communication styles. But cultural intelligence isn't just about improving our interactions with others. It also has profound effects on our own empathy and adaptability. As we develop our cultural intelligence, we often find our perspectives broadening and our capacity for empathy expanding. We become more open-minded, more adaptable, and more capable of seeing the world from diverse viewpoints. This enhanced empathy and adaptability can have transformative effects on our interpersonal relationships. Whether in personal or professional contexts, cultural intelligence allows us to build deeper, more meaningful connections with people from diverse backgrounds. It helps us navigate potential misunderstandings with grace and turn cultural differences into sources of mutual learning and growth. To truly grasp the power of cultural intelligence, let's consider a practical example. Imagine you're working on a global team with members from several different countries. In a team meeting, you notice that some team members are very vocal and assertive in sharing their ideas, while others remain quiet and speak only when directly addressed. Without cultural intelligence, you might interpret this behavior solely through your own cultural lens. You might assume the quiet members are disengaged or have nothing to contribute. But with cultural intelligence, you'd recognize that these differences might be rooted in cultural norms around communication in group settings. You'd understand that in some cultures, speaking up and sharing ideas freely is encouraged, while in others, deferring to authority or waiting to be invited to speak is the norm. With this understanding, you could adapt your approach. You might create structured opportunities for all team members to contribute, or have one-on-one conversations with quieter team members to ensure their voices are heard. This kind of adaptability and understanding doesn't just improve team dynamics, it creates an environment where diverse perspectives can truly flourish, leading to more innovative and comprehensive solutions. Of course, developing cultural intelligence is not without its challenges. One common pitfall is falling into the trap of stereotyping. While recognizing cultural patterns is important, it's crucial to remember that every individual is unique and may not conform to cultural generalizations. Another challenge is the tendency to view other cultures through the lens of our own cultural values. This can lead to judgments and misunderstandings that hinder genuine connection and understanding. To overcome these challenges, it's helpful to approach cultural intelligence as a lifelong learning journey. Engage in continuous cultural exploration. Read books, watch films, and listen to music from diverse cultures. Seek out opportunities to interact with people from different cultural backgrounds. Travel, if possible, and immerse yourself in different cultural environments. Practice mindfulness in your intercultural interactions. Pay attention to your reactions and assumptions, and be willing to question them. Approach differences with curiosity rather than judgment. Ask respectful questions to deepen your understanding and be open to learning from others. Role-playing exercises can also be incredibly helpful in developing cultural intelligence. Try putting yourself in scenarios where you need to navigate unfamiliar cultural norms. This could involve practicing different communication styles, adapting to different concepts of time and punctuality, or navigating diverse attitudes towards hierarchy and authority. As you continue to develop your cultural intelligence, you'll likely find that your ability to connect with people from diverse backgrounds improves dramatically. You may notice that your conversations become richer and more insightful, leading to deeper understanding and more meaningful relationships. But perhaps the most profound outcome of mastering cultural intelligence is the transformation it can bring to your own worldview. As you regularly engage with diverse cultural perspectives, you may find your own beliefs and assumptions evolving. This doesn't mean abandoning your cultural identity, but rather developing a more nuanced, empathetic understanding of the world and your place in it. The potential outcomes of mastering cultural intelligence are truly transformative. At a basic level, you'll see improvements in your intercultural communication skills. You'll be better equipped to navigate diverse cultural environments, whether in your personal life or professional career. But the benefits go much deeper. Cultural intelligence can lead to enhanced creativity and innovation as you become more adept at synthesizing diverse perspectives. It can improve your decision-making skills as you learn to consider problems from multiple cultural angles. And perhaps most importantly, it can lead to a profound expansion of your empathy and understanding, allowing you to connect with people across the full spectrum of human diversity. As we conclude our exploration of cultural intelligence, you might be wondering about the next frontier in our journey towards rational empathy. We've learned how to navigate the complex landscape of cultural diversity, but how can we apply these skills to convey complex ideas and foster even deeper connections? The path ahead promises to challenge your communication skills in ways you never imagined. Get ready to embark on a journey that will transform the way you share ideas and experiences, pushing you to new heights of empathetic expression. The next chapter will introduce you to a method of communication that goes beyond words, tapping into the universal human experience in ways that transcend cultural and linguistic boundaries. Are you prepared to master a skill that could make you not just a cultural bridge builder, but a true weaver of human connection and understanding? Chapter 8: Narrative Reasoning. Imagine a world where every conversation is a journey, every idea a vivid landscape, and every concept a character with its own unique story. In this world, complex ideas unfold like plots in a gripping novel, and abstract concepts take on tangible forms that we can see, feel, and relate to. This isn't a fantasy realm. It's a way of thinking and communicating that's available to all of us, a powerful tool that can transform the way we understand and connect with the world around us. At its heart, this approach is about more than just telling stories. It's about harnessing the innate human ability to think in narratives, to understand the world through the lens of characters, conflicts, and resolutions. But what exactly is this powerful method of conveying ideas and fostering connections? Let's start by considering why this approach is so crucial for developing rational empathy. Throughout human history, stories have been our primary means of sharing experiences, passing down wisdom, and fostering understanding between individuals and cultures. There's a reason why every culture on Earth has its own rich tradition of storytelling. It's hardwired into our brains as a fundamental way of making sense of the world. When we engage in narrative reasoning, we're tapping into this deep-seated human instinct. We're not just conveying information, we're creating experiences that others can step into and relate to on a personal level. This ability to transport others into different perspectives and experiences is at the very heart of empathy. Moreover, narrative reasoning plays a vital role in engaging emotions alongside intellect. In our quest for rational empathy, we've explored various ways of balancing logic and emotion. Narrative reasoning offers a unique bridge between these two realms, allowing us to convey complex logical ideas in ways that resonate emotionally. But what exactly is narrative reasoning? At its core, it's the ability to structure information and ideas in the form of stories. It's about recognizing that humans are fundamentally story-driven creatures. We don't just process information, we weave it into narratives that give it meaning and context. The power of storytelling in this context goes far beyond entertainment. When we use narrative structures to convey ideas, we make those ideas more memorable, more relatable, and more impactful. A well-crafted narrative can simplify complex concepts, making them accessible to a wider audience. It can also imbue dry facts with emotional resonance, making them more likely to stick in the listener's mind and influence their thinking. In the realm of empathy, narratives play an especially crucial role. When we share stories, we're inviting others to see the world through different eyes, to experience emotions and situations they might never encounter in their own lives. This vicarious experience is a powerful empathy-building tool, allowing us to connect with perspectives and experiences far removed from our own. So, how can we harness the power of narrative reasoning in our everyday lives? One key technique is to look for the story in every situation or idea you want to convey. Instead of presenting facts in isolation, consider how you can weave them into a narrative arc. Who are the characters in this story? What challenges do they face? How do they overcome these challenges? Another powerful technique is to use analogies and metaphors. These narrative devices allow us to explain complex or abstract ideas by relating them to more familiar concepts. For instance, explaining the concept of data privacy by likening it to the sanctity of one's home can make the idea more tangible and relatable. Creating engaging narratives is also about understanding the elements that make a story compelling. A strong narrative often has a clear structure, a beginning that sets the scene, a middle that presents a challenge or conflict, and an end that provides resolution or insight. It also typically features relatable characters, vivid descriptions, and a central theme or message that ties everything together. The applications of narrative reasoning are vast and varied. In personal relationships, sharing stories can foster deeper connections and understanding. By sharing our own experiences and listening to others' stories, we create bonds of empathy and mutual comprehension. In professional settings, narrative reasoning can be a powerful tool for building rapport and improving communication. A leader who can convey their vision through compelling narratives is more likely to inspire and motivate their team. A salesperson who can tell the story of their product rather than just listing its features, is more likely to connect with potential customers. When it comes to communicating complex ideas, narrative reasoning truly shines. Whether you're explaining a scientific concept, a philosophical idea, or a business strategy, framing it as a story can make it more accessible and engaging. The narrative structure provides a familiar framework that helps listeners organize and retain information. To truly grasp the power of narrative reasoning, let's engage in a brief exercise. Think of a complex idea or concept that you've struggled to explain to others. Now imagine this concept as a character in a story. What kind of character would it be? What challenges would it face? How would it overcome these challenges? By anthropomorphizing the concept in this way, you're taking the first step towards creating a narrative that can make the idea more relatable and understandable. Of course, like any powerful tool, narrative reasoning comes with its challenges. One common pitfall is the temptation to prioritize drama or entertainment over accuracy or relevance. While it's important to make your narratives engaging, they should always serve the primary purpose of conveying your core message or idea. Another challenge is the risk of oversimplification. While narratives can be excellent tools for making complex ideas more accessible, it's important not to lose essential nuances or details in the process. The key is to find a balance between simplicity and accuracy, using the narrative to illuminate rather than obscure the complexities of your subject. To overcome these challenges, it's helpful to approach narrative reasoning as a skill to be developed over time. Start by practicing in low-stakes situations, perhaps by trying to explain everyday concepts to friends or family using story structures. Pay attention to how people respond to your narratives, and don't be afraid to refine and adjust your approach based on feedback. It's also important to be a consumer of good narratives. Pay attention to how skilled storytellers in various fields, writers, filmmakers, public speakers, craft their narratives. What techniques do they use to engage their audience? How do they balance entertainment with information? How do they use narrative structures to convey complex ideas? As you continue to practice narrative reasoning, you'll likely find that your ability to communicate and connect with others improves dramatically. You may notice that people are more engaged when you speak, that your ideas have more impact, and that you're better able to understand and relate to others' experiences. But perhaps the most profound outcome of mastering narrative reasoning is the transformation it can bring to your own thinking and empathy. As you become more adept at crafting and understanding narratives, you may find yourself becoming more attuned to the stories that underlie human behavior and social dynamics. You might develop a deeper appreciation for the complexity of human experience and the myriad ways in which people make sense of the world. The potential outcomes of mastering narrative reasoning are truly transformative. At a basic level, you'll see improvements in your communication skills, becoming more effective at conveying ideas and building connections. But the benefits go much deeper. Narrative reasoning can enhance your emotional intelligence, your creativity, and your ability to understand and relate to diverse perspectives. As we conclude our exploration of narrative reasoning, you might be wondering about the final piece of the puzzle in our journey towards rational empathy. We've learned how to harness the power of storytelling to convey ideas and foster connections. But how can we bring together all the skills we've explored to create a truly transformative approach to understanding and interacting with the world? The path ahead promises to challenge your perception of empathy itself, pushing you to integrate logic and emotion in ways you never thought possible. Get ready to embark on a journey that will redefine your understanding of what it means to be a rational empath. The next chapter will introduce you to a paradigm-shifting approach that synthesizes all we've learned, opening up new realms of understanding and connection. Are you prepared to step into a new way of being, one that could revolutionize not just your personal interactions, but your entire approach to navigating the complexities of the human experience? Chapter 9, Embracing the Illogical, A New Way Forward. As we reach the final chapter of our journey, it's time to step back and marvel at the landscape we've traversed together. We've explored the intricate dance between logic and emotion, learned to communicate with empathy, shifted perspectives, engaged in dialogue, navigated cultural complexities, and harnessed the power of storytelling. But our journey doesn't end here. In fact, this is where the real adventure begins. The path of the rational empath is not a destination, but a way of being. It's a continuous journey of growth, understanding, and connection. As we stand at this juncture, let's reflect on how the insights and strategies we've explored can empower you in profound ways. By integrating logic and emotion, you've unlocked a superpower that many people never realize they possess. This ability to balance rational analysis with emotional intelligence empowers you to navigate the complexities of human interaction with grace and effectiveness. You're no longer trapped in the false dichotomy of head versus heart. Instead, you can draw on both to gain a more complete understanding of any situation. This integration of rationality and empathy has the potential to transform every aspect of your life. In your personal relationships, you now have the tools to communicate more effectively, resolve conflicts more peacefully, and build deeper, more meaningful connections. Imagine being able to truly understand your partner's perspective during a disagreement, or to help a friend work through a complex emotional issue while also addressing the practical aspects of their situation. In your professional life, rational empathy can be a game changer. Whether you're leading a team, negotiating a deal, or trying to understand customer needs, your ability to combine logical analysis with emotional insight gives you a significant advantage. You can make decisions that are not only strategically sound, but also take into account the human factors that often determine success or failure. But the true power of rational empathy lies in its ability to help you achieve things you never thought possible before. The skills you've developed, from perspective shifting to dialogical thinking to cultural intelligence, equip you to tackle challenges that might have seemed insurmountable in the past. You can now approach complex problems with a holistic understanding, seeing not just the logical components, but also the emotional and cultural factors at play. Moreover, as you continue to practice and refine these skills, you'll find that applying rational empathy becomes increasingly effortless. What once required conscious effort will become second nature. You'll find yourself naturally considering multiple perspectives, engaging in constructive dialogue, and crafting compelling narratives without even thinking about it. This effortless integration is where the true magic happens. When rational empathy becomes an integral part of who you are, rather than just something you do, you'll find that your interactions with others become richer. Your decision-making becomes more nuanced, and your ability to navigate complex situations improves dramatically. One of the most powerful aspects of the rational empath's journey is learning to live with paradoxes. In a world that often demands black and white thinking, you now have the ability to embrace the gray areas, to hold seemingly contradictory ideas in your mind simultaneously. This ability to embrace complexity opens up new realms of understanding and innovation. Consider how this might play out in your life. When faced with a difficult decision, instead of feeling torn between logical and emotional considerations, you can now integrate both into a more comprehensive analysis. When encountering a viewpoint that seems to contradict your own, rather than dismissing it, you can engage with it curiously, seeking to understand the underlying reasoning and emotions. This embrace of paradox and complexity is not just a philosophical exercise. It has practical benefits in our increasingly complex world. It allows you to see opportunities where others see only problems, to find common ground in the midst of conflict, and to develop innovative solutions that address both rational and emotional needs. As you continue on your journey as a rational empath, remember that this is a lifelong process of growth and development. Each interaction, each challenge, each moment of connection is an opportunity to further refine your skills and deepen your understanding. The more you practice, the more natural and effortless it will become. To help you on this ongoing journey, let's engage in one final exercise. take a moment to reflect on a recent interaction or decision in your life. How might you approach it differently now, armed with the tools of rational empathy? How could you apply perspective shifting, dialogical thinking, or narrative reasoning to gain a deeper understanding or achieve a better outcome? As you ponder this, consider also how you might continue to develop your skills in empathy and rational thinking. Perhaps you could commit to regularly practicing one of the techniques we've explored, or seek out opportunities to engage with diverse perspectives and cultures. The key is to make rational empathy a part of your daily life, not just a skill you call upon in special circumstances. In closing, let's revisit the paradox at the heart of this book, the idea of rational empathy itself. On the surface, rationality and empathy might seem at odds, but as we've discovered, they are in fact complementary forces that, when integrated, create something far more powerful than either could be alone. This integration of logic and emotion, of head and heart, is not just a useful skill, it's a new way of being in the world. It's a path to deeper understanding, more meaningful connections, and more effective action. As a rational empath, you have the power to bridge divides, to solve complex problems, and to create positive change in your life and in the world around you. As you close this book and step back into your daily life, carry with you the knowledge that you now possess a truly transformative ability. You have the power to understand both the logical and emotional dimensions of any situation, to communicate with empathy and clarity, to navigate cultural differences with grace, and to inspire others through the power of narrative. But more than that, you have the power to continue growing, learning, and evolving. The journey of the rational empath is one of continuous discovery of yourself, of others, and of the complex, beautiful world we all share. Embrace this journey with an open mind and an open heart, and watch as new possibilities unfold before you. Remember, in a world that often seems divided between reason and emotion, you now stand as a bridge. You have the ability to bring these seemingly opposing forces together, to find harmony in discord, and to illuminate the path forward for others. This is the true gift of the rational empath, not just to understand the world more deeply, but to help create a world of greater understanding, connection, and compassion. As you step forward into this new way of being, know that you carry with you not just a set of skills, but a new perspective on what it means to be human. In embracing both the rational and the empathetic, the logical and the emotional, you embody a more complete, more integrated way of engaging with the world. This is your superpower. Use it wisely, use it often, and watch as it transforms not only your life, but the lives of those around you. Welcome to your new reality as a rational empath. The world is waiting for the unique gifts you now have to offer. But knowing how to be a rational empath is just the beginning. Many find themselves struggling to apply these insights in real-world situations. There's a crucial next step. What if you could bridge the gap between understanding and action? Discover how to turn your newfound empathetic insights into tangible results with the audiobook From Insight to Action: Practical Critical Thinking Techniques. This essential guide will empower you to fully leverage the skills you've just learned, transforming your life in ways you never thought possible. Tap the center of the video now to continue your transformation journey.